everybody, and welcome to the Biggles Breakdown. We're back at the normal second week or second Monday of the month. Last week was my birthday, so we were going to do some stuff on my birthday, but I was out of town. So we did go to an ice cream shop, and we did get a bunch of ice cream for my birthday. But I kind of want to talk about some animes that I've been watching that I really like. And then I also want to talk about definitely Kaiju number 8. I've dropped like $600 already on the franchise. That's how much I like the manga and the anime so far, and the characters. Thank you. So we want to do a little bit for like just talking and about like my birthday and stuff. I also want to talk about things I want to do with the channel, because as you guys can tell, my stuff has been slacking. Yeah, I bought all the mangas here. So I have 1 through 10. There's 2 more that aren't in English yet. Each manga was about $9. There was like sales, so that's $90 right there for the manga. And then I bought like 10 figures, maybe 7 figures. Each of those were like $50. Yeah, so I really like the anime, and I like the characters. I really like the characters. Vice Captain Hoshino is like Levi Ackerman level of badass, and like you haven't even met like the strongest character yet, and that guy gets introduced, I think, in like book 6. I think he gets introduced in book 6. Let's see what's here. Is he in book 6? Da-na-na-na-na. Yeah, he gets like introduced in book 6, like the end of book 6. Or the end of book 5, actually, because he's not really in there. But you don't even meet the strongest character, but Vice Captain Hoshino is already more badass than him, even though he is not the world's strongest like Levi's is. So I'm really looking forward to that. Oh, okay, we're back to focus. I'm really looking forward to that. That will be season 2, because it looks like it's going to end with book 5 based on how it's pacing right now. Because right now in the anime, we're at the it might end in the middle of book 5. Yeah, man, it's another anime I want to talk about. The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. That is my new favorite isekai. It is awesome. Usato Kamikaze, or not Kamikaze, Kamakami, or something like that. Isakami, something like that. And this is just the funniest part in the entire thing, where she's like, "Oh, you got hot now," and like it was like being all weird. So I really actually like that one a lot. That's an isekai, while this one's just like the fantasy with kaijus and shit. But yeah, so I had my birthday last week, and I was in Pennsylvania hanging out with Skizzles. We did a bunch of video gaming and basically just playing hockey, and then we tried to play a little Helldivers, but Helldivers was fucking up and we couldn't play. So kind of just stopped playing Helldivers and just played hockey and watched anime. I had to watch Sword Art Online, It's not bad, but then it became, instead of being all action, it became like a love romance slice of life, and I was like, this is so boring, and I had to shut it off. I was like, I can't do it. I now understand why people are like, yeah, once it gets this, season one's good, and then it gets bad, and then you don't really want to watch it, so you got to just watch season one. So we made it to episode 11 before I wanted to jump off a cliff. But there's animes that I can't wait. Like the last two episodes of Kaiju number 8 of season 1. It's the end of book 3, I think. Yeah. So the episode we just watched is the end of book 3. We have Hashino taking on Kaiju number 10. So we are getting into book 4 right now in the anime, and I just gotta say I am fucking hyped for this show. So like when we get to the final chapter, which is like in 12, that's it hasn't come out yet. The last week they just dropped a new one, and it was a fight. It's a fight, and it's literally getting to the final chapters. And it's just freaking awesome, and I just can't wait till like more of it gets animated. So I'm going to be like hyped. I'll probably like reread the manga before this new season comes out, even though we're not even done with the first season. But it's just so much fun, so good. I love the characters, so I'm really looking forward to more of that. But yeah, when I was at Skizzle's house, we watched Sword Art Online, and I was like, man, this fucking sucks. And I just wanted to get out of it. And the reason why Skizzles likes it so much is it's like all MMO talk, so it's like you understand. But then I gave him two animes that are like isekais that I think are better, that take place in an MMO world. So we'll see if he likes that. I think I got up to book 5, current at the time, and been letting it pile up. Oh, for Kaiju number 8, you have the mangas too? Wait, why is 6 of those? Binge weekly. Dude, I'm just like looking through different stuff to watch. Like I started watching Dances with Dragons. I only watched the first episode, and they're like the Jurassics or something. Some word I can't, Jurskis. I don't know. Some word I cannot pronounce. And they're like, oh yeah, we're like hunters of dragons or whatever. And now like everybody's trying to murder the dragon killers because they're looking for like a certain one. And it's just interesting. It wasn't interesting enough that I wanted to stop watching Psych. So instead of watching more of that, I just went back to Psych, which isn't an anime, and it's freaking old. So yeah, there's that. But I've watched this 2 times already. Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. I like how Usato isn't like super overpowered. He doesn't know how to like heal correctly, so he's only healing himself, which comes with the name. I like Rose, which I'm pretty sure is Colleen for her voice actor, because it sounds just like Urza. I watched Eden Zero, which is also like Fairy Tail, which we talked about like the other week ago with green-haired anti-liberal and Swigs. And it's nowhere as good as Fairy Tail. And Fairy Tail is now getting 100-Year Quest, which is next month, less than a month away. So I am hyped for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But so basically, I want to talk a little bit about like the channel. I know Gaming Ronin was like, we need more of my Persona playthroughs. We are I stopped doing those videos a while ago, just because we're at Akumaro's palace, and when I edit the fight, I'm going to put a thing. Try 5. 5 hours later. Have you tried his new series? I think it's called BlackRock. I haven't heard of it. Let's see. It has like a really young looking girl on it. Is it BlackRock Shooter? I can't read the name, so I can't tell if it's the same writer. Dead Rock. Oh, Dead Rock. These people look more like his characters. No, I haven't. You see, you have. That's just one panel. I'll have to check it out because that guy looks like Natsu, and the guy with the big ass sword looks like Gray. Dead Rock. All right, we'll have to put that. Yeah, so I need to edit more. I need to edit more of those videos. I have 130 of them recorded. So I'm thinking of trying to maybe cut out a lot of the day-to-day bullshit and just start putting episodes together. So it's not like 130 episodes, because that gets really tiring to record and then edit a bunch of them. Upload more soccer content. The funny thing is my baseball content actually does pretty well on this thing, and it doesn't get any it doesn't help any of my other videos. And then I get like weird people like, oh, I just want to see your baseball stuff. And it's like, I don't have good baseball stuff. I have good anime stuff. But I also want to start doing, I don't know what baseball is. Dan Blackroyd, it's what you call soccer. It's like cricket, except better. So I do want to start like reviewing more mangas. Part of me wants to talk about how, what's up, dude? Part of me wants to talk about how the mangas differ from the anime. Also, the artwork in the manga is so much better than the animation. Like Toho Studios does a really good job with their like animation and stuff. It's just the character designs are way more basic for the Kaiju number 8 characters than they are in the manga. But the animation is like kick ass. Especially like that intro, like even though it's some dude who wears a dress that sings the thing, it starts off really awesome. And like the animation for the intro is really cool, and I really like that. So I just freaking love this thing. But I want to talk more about like mangas and stuff, and like maybe how they differ from the animes, because in this one there's a scene where it's let's see, it would be in 2. So in 2 there is a scene where they find, all right, so this is right after he punches the Kaiju's head off, right? So he just punches the Kaiju's head off, and in the anime the little girl goes oh wait, hold on, that's not the right one. Whatever. So that wasn't the right picture, but I thought it was. So he just punches off that Kaiju's face off, right? And they go, what happened here? And Mina goes, I promise I'll get rid of all the Kaijus. And the little girl goes, what about the good Kaiju? Talking about Kafka. Now, that is not in the it's not in the manga. It's only in the anime. And I think having that little scene in the anime is actually going to make a big difference later on, because I think in book like 8, I think it's book 8, the little girl is back. So we'll see that little girl again in part 2, probably season 2 of the anime. So that's actually going to be a lot of fun to see reoccurring side characters like the monster sweepers, all the people that Kafka used to work with. They are actually in it a lot. There is going to be a scene with one of the daughters of the monster sweepers. That's all I'll say. Because these are all spoilers if you're only going to watch the anime or never going to read the manga. There's going to be a scene with one of their daughters, and you really get to see like how these characters are that aren't like main characters. So I actually really like how they do all that. But yeah, so I need to get back to editing more videos. I want to do more manga stuff, more differences. We finished the Dai Katanas. I'm still waiting for book 6 to come out so we can do more Dai Katana on there. I'll probably talk about Goblin Slayer a little bit more. I need to figure out how I want to talk about mangas, because when I talk about mangas and anime, I end up recapping it. And I want to stay away from that unless I'm like, kind of like if you watch the Thursday shows with me and Sporking on Sporking's channel, we might add it on my channel as well, and we'll have both channels going. I haven't thought of that yet, but we were going to make an intro, and I haven't done that. I've been doing a lot of editing for people, so I haven't had as much time to work on me. And then I should be doing stuff with culture pretty soon. So I don't know how much more I'll be streaming. So I might just like record stuff with people and then edit them and have them as premieres. And then like we can talk to the chat while it's going on. I do really want to do a breakdown of this show behind me, wrong way of using healing magic. I definitely want to do Kaiju number 8. We'll probably do one right after the season finishes, which it has episode 9 just dropped, so it has 3 more episodes that it's going to do, because it's 12 from what I've read. And if we do 12, like I said, that should be like around the end of 5. So based on the pacing, what they might do, the smart thing to do would be season 1, movie, and then season 2. Because if you do the movie in the middle of that, right? Because it kind of like talks about like different characters. So it almost feels like it's an entirely different story. So you can like drop a movie in there. But hey, that's just my opinion, because it would give you that extra like book and a half, 2 books, where then you can jump right back into everything. New Demon Slayer's out, and it's probably the slowest season. But right after the Hashira training arc, I'm waiting for it to just take off. So I'm super excited about that. We've been watching My Hero Academia. We're going to be talking about that Thursday on Sporkings, and maybe if I get it over here as well. We learned who the traitor is that they've been talking about this whole time since the training camp with the pussycat, the go-go pussycats or whatever they're called. And it's just, I really like how My Hero is like coming together from all the stuff that they set up. They're not very good at like any plot twist though. It was me, Austin. That sounds like the guy who's like who was sometimes on Game Theory. I want to say after this current season, Demon Slayer will be the last. Yeah, so Demon Slayer should have like one more season after this, and then it should be done. Because it's got to go to the Infinity Castle arc, and I don't know if that's going to be taking place during the Hashira training arc that they have now. So I do love how Demon Slayer had the episode with Giyu and Sabito, because I've been telling people Sabito is like the badass character, and people are like, nah, he just dies in one episode. He's awful, you know? And you really see how badass he was. He was basically a Rengoku, except like way as like a trainee. He was basically Rengoku. And he was like, he would protect everybody, even if it cost him his own life. So I like how there was parallels between Sabito and Rengoku. Because we all know Sabito died to the big, fat, disgusting-looking demon that just ate all of Urokodaki's trainees. So I really like that in Demon Slayer. We have My Hero. Like I said, I've been watching, and their plan kind of worked, but doesn't work. So you want to see what happens next, because is Bakugo going to be the one who has to stop him? Because Bakugo is going to be the strongest dude there, even though Best Genius is the highest ranking person there, hero. He's not stronger than Bakugo, right? So we'll see what happens there. We're just getting good. I expect My Hero to just ramp, just take off. And I'm so excited to see all this stuff happen. I'll be talking more about it like season's end. But what have you guys been watching? Have you guys been watching any cool stuff? I try not to watch stuff that hasn't finished like seasons yet, unless it like Konosuba. I haven't started season 3 yet because I'm waiting for it to finish, because I don't want another show like, all right, I gotta wait this week. Like Kaiju number 8, because it had like the dub and the sub because it releases at the same time. I thought it was like, oh, it's short. It's only 6 episodes. And so I watched all 6 episodes. I liked it so much, I watched it again. I've watched it twice in the dub and once in the sub. You've been watching One Piece slowly. Are you liking One Piece? One Piece is one of the ones I don't want to go watch, because I know if it gets really good, I'm going to like want to keep watching, like I did with Fairy Tail. And I don't have time to watch 1,000 episodes. Maybe like eventually, but if I like start watching One Piece, I don't want to like stop watching the other ones. You love One Piece? All right, cool. I might have to watch One Piece. I don't know. I've been avoiding it. Like the voice actors in there have been telling me I should go watch it. Everybody's saying, yeah. Most anime is too weird now, even weirder than usual. All right, so we're talking about weird animes now and how the animes get. I have realized that Japan might be the Alabama of Asia, because man, do they love their sisters? Like it's starting to get skip fillers. See, I can't skip fillers because Dragon Ball Z's best episode is a filler episode where they're taking their driving test lesson. Like I don't want to skip filler, right? I like watching the crazy filler, and I would have to go research what's the fillers and like all that. But so what I was saying is like they feel like they're Alabama. They feel like they're Alabama. I've been watching an irregular at a magic school or magic high school or something like that, and the brother sister thing is just it's almost worse than Naomi and Bungo Stray Dogs, and it's just like I can't. And they're like, "Oh, we don't love each other." It's like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" And is there? I can see that, but I'm just like the plot is so cool, and I like what's going on, but it's like it's so aggressive with the brother sister thing that I'm like I can't focus on the rest of the show because it's like ugh. But when I watch, like, if you're going to do that, like, try to make it subtle to where my dumbass can't figure out what's going on, because apparently I miss so much stuff that is like supposedly inappropriate because I just don't notice it, and this one it's like so in your face. Yeah, yeah, and it's just like so in your face that I can't. I use an app to watch anime that has a setting that can skip fillers for me. Oh, nice. And it's just so in your face that I'm like, I just want to wait. Okay, for a second, I was showing that I was buffering on stream. Okay, and it's just so in your face that you can't focus on the story or what's going on, and it like ruins the characters because like even if they're a cool character, it gets like aggressive and like too weird for me. And I'm just like, oh, please stop. That I even stopped watching the show already. So I'm like, so I have to like figure out what to watch now. And like I was saying, I started watching that Dances with Dragons. That seems pretty cool so far. And so far there's no brother and sister character, so it's like not as weird. And so I don't have to worry about that. I've reorganized my favorite anime list in order, and Mix, which was like one of my favorites because it was baseball anime. After season 2, it's no longer on my top 10. And luckily I found Ace of the Diamond, which I started rewatching again. I've only watched episode 1 so far. And part of episode 2, I fell asleep and didn't finish. Digimon is number 1. Digimon isn't actually in my top 10, although if we were to make a animes that mean the most to me, it would be like Dragon Ball Z at number 1, Digimon number 2. And then it would be what would number 3 be? Why can't I think of its name? I had it in my head. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! And it would be Dragon Ball Z, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, it would like so. I have weird tastes. Like I don't know. Like Goblin Slayer is my favorite anime, right? And it's fucking brutal, and I like the characters. It's a D&D based world because they have like limits. They go on adventures. You know, they hate fucking goblins. Like, look at this shit.
Like hell, we're gonna believe that. A goblin lord, my ass. You're just a damn goblin. Just a disgusting little goblin.
Like, look at that, man. It's so awesome, man. I love Goblin Slayer. Oh, but I also love Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 is going to be in my top 5 now. Look at this. Like, I'm just loving this, and I can't wait till more happens, right? And then I have in my top 5 how a realistic hero rebuilt the kingdom. And at the end of episode 1, he drops this shit.
Allow me to chain your adage and immediately activate my own. Time equals money. The financial assistance takes on this card's effect, and by sacrificing it, we gain time, which is what our country needs most in this situation.
What are you doing with your voice?
Never mind that.
And he does his Yu-Gi-Oh impression, and it's just like, oh my god, man. And I'm just, I fucking love it all. Dragon Ball Z is probably the most important anime next to Pokemon for getting people into the idea and habits of watching foreign animation. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, like, okay, so there's the big 3, One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. When Toriyama died, all of them said how they were inspired by when Akira Toriyama died, they all said how they were inspired by him, and they are basically what they are because of how much he inspired them. So the big 3 were influenced by Dragon Ball, and people love Dragon Ball. I mean, Goku was even in the freaking Macy's parade. No, Dragon Ball doesn't count, but there used to be the old big 3, which was Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, and I forgot. I knew them all last time, but yeah, there was an original big 3, and then they lost their title to those, you know. But yeah, but what was I talking about? Yeah, so I've been trying to find something to watch that isn't freaking, I love my sister, like love her. Like, okay, so Solo Leveling. I've been watching Solo Leveling, and Solo Leveling is pretty good. I really like it. It's Korean. It's not Japanese, right? And there's a brother-sister relationship there that isn't weird, creepy, or anything. Now, if you watch the abridged version, that's a totally different story, and it's actually hilarious in the abridged version because he's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then you know how it gives him quests where if he doesn't do the quest, he dies. And it's like, sister leveling, Sweet Home Alabama. He's like, reject, rejecting will die. And he's like, oh, he just drinks. It's really funny. The abridged version is super funny. It's by the Anime Boys or something like that. I don't know their names, but they have like the Deku, or they have the My Hero one. They have Solo Leveling. They have one other. Like the abridged versions of like all these animes are sometimes way funnier than the actual one. Emily, what is the name of that one you showed me, like about free or something? Like it was, you said it was like called Broke or something. The parody version of it is called Broke. Like just from the clips you showed me, those were pretty funny. Have you seen the Fate series? The first 2, Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, are pretty cool and good indicators if you like the rest of the show. So I've heard of the Fate series, and I never knew which ones were first because there's like 15 different Fate series, and I think I even have like one of the Fate games, and I just haven't played it. So it's just kind of something that I wanted to check out, but I just didn't know where to start. It's like Vanguard, something like that. It's a card game one. Actually, I have the demo of the card game on Steam. Man, what is it called? Card. Did I remove? I think I removed the demo from my what's it called? Like it's like Card Vanguard or something like that. And I started with Overdress, and apparently Overdress is like the newer version. So you wanted to go start in the older versions, and that's kind of cool. That's like another card game one where they, unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, they don't have holograms, and they kind of like go and play, and they shift the card around and all that shit. So they're like, let's see, I got my Demi Vmon. So they'd be like, Demi Vmon, shift into mode. And then they'd be like, boom. It actually plays kind of similar to the Digimon game. So like if I was to actually play it, I'd like it. But like the card game, it's like $70 on Steam. And then like if you want all the card sets, it's like $700 total. And the game is not very good at teaching you what to do. And you're just like, oh, I don't really know how to play it. If you ever get into it, I think you would dig it, especially those first 2 Zero and Ultimate Blade Works. Okay, so Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works are the first two. Okay, I have my Crunchyroll open. I can go write that Fate Zero, add to watch list. And then what was the second one called? Faith Stay Night? Stay Night Unlimited Blade. Okay. Add to watch list. Okay, I have them both now on my watch list. We'll have to check it out. It's called Card Fight Vanguard. That's what it was called. I also have this like anime site that I was given that I want to see if I could find the old version of Berserk, because I kind of want to watch the old version of Berserk, because the new one, the animation art style was like really fucking annoying and I didn't really like it. But it did have Brianna Knickerbocker in it, so I was okay for like the 5 lines she had. But yeah, I have fallen in love with Kaiju number 8. Not Kafka himself, but like everybody else in the thing. I almost bought like a $150 statue of Vice Captain Hashino. Because look how fucking badass he is. Oh, guys, like when you get to like the final set, like in chapter 12, or not chapter 12, volume 12, and you see how badass he is, you'd be like, yeah, okay. Definitely one of the most badass characters in anime. So I can't wait to see that animated, because that's going to be fucking awesome. Godzilla is the final boss. Kinda. It's not fully Godzilla, but it's like it might as well be, because he changes the body of it so much that it looks nothing like it does early on. But dude, I'm so hyped for more of this. Like, I can't, like, once episode 12 finishes, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, because I don't have more. I'll probably just have to go watch Goblin Slayer. Like, I'll probably be like, I got to go watch more Goblin Slayer, and just watch Goblin Slayer to like change my mind, you know? But so basically on the channel, I'm going to go back to doing the personas. I don't have any game I want to play until Squirrel with a Gun comes out, and we'll probably just play that on Kick rather than here. So I don't think we'll have any new games until Dragon Ball Z and Metaphor Refantazio come out on the same day. So Refantazio, I bought the collector's edition for my PlayStation, and I bought the actual one for my PC, because we're definitely going to be playing on my PC, because I want to play that game on my PC. Like my PlayStation 5 looks like a piece of dog shit compared to my PC. So I really, really want to play that game. And then I also bought Dragon Ball Z on my PC because it looked like a lot of my friends have that on their wish list. So I've already bought that. Like my pre-order, I paid for everything already. So I want to kick my friend's ass in that, because if it's like the old school Dragon Ball Z fighting games like Budokai Tenkaichi, I can't even say that word, and regular Budokai, then I already know I'll be much better than I was Sparking Zero. I'll already know I'll be much better at that game than I will be at Dragon Ball Fighter, because I was not very good at that game, and I just kind of wish I liked it more, because I played it and I just wasn't good. And I had to use Krillin sometimes, because Krillin, like, with his throwing of the rock, was overpowered at times. And you're like, I don't want to use Krillin. I want to use my favorite characters. And with the Sparking Zero, I can use my favorite characters. But yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about. I probably won't be going as live as much. Some of the breakdown might become a premiere, and we'll just talk in the chat the entire time it's up. I should be working in a studio pretty soon. That just kept getting moved back. But now, like, all the trips are done for the year. I think the boss man is going to say, yeah, we can move out on that. So I'll have some fun with that. I'll get to watch all these. I'll get to talk more about, like, the mangas. The new mechanics are too anime centric. It looks cool to make the fight look like the anime, but they make the fighting games too quick time. The older 2D Dragon Ball Z fighter games were awesome. Well, are you like the PlayStation 2 ones, like the Budokai? I think I have the Budokai collection right here. No, I don't. Okay, it's somewhere else. But I had, like, the Budokai 1, 2, and 3. 2 actually, so if you had the controls of 2 and 3 still, because 3 they added a little something else, and you kept 3's story mode. 2 probably would have been the best game that they ever made. But 2 had the nicest controls, because in 3 they wanted to do some different stuff. Like, you'd have to combo different buttons and, like, but Budokai 2 was way better than any of the games that came after 3. And it also had, like, so the one thing I'm going to hate about Sparking Zero is the same thing I hated about Tenkaichi, the ones that came after the regular Budokais, was they took away transformations. Like, one of the coolest things about Dragon Ball is you could, like, just transform into what you wanted, and now they're like, oh, you're always going to be transformed. Because it's like, you watch the anime, right? Goku goes, like, all his forms in his fight, because he's testing strength levels and stuff. Like, I used to love playing, like, the regular Budokai games and just, like, fighting in base. And then when I really needed the power boost, go Super Saiyan, and then, like, keep fighting, power up to Super Saiyan 2 and just go off. I don't like not being able to transform. That is such a huge part of Dragon Ball, and just being set in one, like, Super Saiyan mode. Like, I really want to see how the game plays. Like, I don't even care. Like, I bought it already. Like, I don't. It's Dragon Ball, so I was going to buy it anyways, and might as well get it as soon as it happens. But I'll be, like, that first week it's out, I'm going to be playing Fantasio anyways, because I fucking took off work so I can play those games. But yeah, so I'm super excited for Dragon Ball Spark. What is it? Sparking Zero, which we'll play a bunch of on the channel. We'll play Fantasio, which I'll probably do like a whole bunch of live. Like if I have to go for like an hour, I'll probably come back at like an hour later and stream, because I plan on playing the entire time that first week, because I took the Friday and Monday off that it comes out, so I could just play. I really don't care about like anything else that weekend, even though Dragon Ball comes out. So we'll still have games on the channel. We'll try to do more playthroughs. I want to try to maybe do. I'll try to do a 24-hour stream. We can try. Most of the time, I can only do like 12 hours. The most I get is 12. YouTube like cuts off your streams at like 11:55. So like we'll have to like do a second part if we do it. But I can't stay awake that long, no matter how hard I try. And I can't have energy drinks because they fuck me up. No. You heard like a 12-hour stream. Maybe I'll do a 12 and then like a 6-hour. I don't know. But like I can't, like I'll start a stream at like 5 a.m. and I'll probably crash at like 10:30. You need coffee and Coke, like cocaine. That's not me. I can't do that. But yeah, so that's all I really wanted to talk about. I had some fun on my birthday. I have all these new shows I want to talk about. I want to start talking more about mangas now that I have like 300 mangas almost. No, wait. I have like 200 mangas. So I kind of want to start talking about mangas. I just want to talk about more stuff. Like stuff that makes me happy. Like I don't like my friends are like, hey, you want to come talk about this movie with me? And I go, dude, I don't watch movies. I just watched Lord of the Rings 2 Towers in the movie theater, and it's like one of my favorite movies of all time. And I was just like, I can't fucking sit here and watch. Like with anime, 22 minutes, get up, walk around, go watch another episode, you know? I can actually do stuff between episodes, and I can't do that there. But that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. So thank you so much for being here. We'll be live maybe Thursday here with Sporking if I decide that we're going to do it here as well. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Bye.